G'day guys, how are we going? Well, I've recently added a few new accessories into the back of my Nissan Patrol. Firstly, I added a second fridge, and that now gives me a fridge and a freezer option. Secondly, I've made some significant changes to my dual battery setup, which has now gone to lithium that runs all my camping accessories. There's videos on both of those setups if you want to go and have a look at those on my channel. But there's one area in my Patrol that's been giving me, what's the word, bit of frustration I suppose, because it's just not been a good use of space. And that's in the back of my Patrol. Now, storage space for our camping accessories in our four-wheel drives is at an absolute premium, and we do try and make use of every bit of available space that we have. Well, I reckon I've done that to store some of the bigger camping items that I take away. So let's have a look what I've done in the back to make this area so much more usable and, keyword, practical. Let's have a look. Righto, show you what we've got. So in the back here now, up the top here, I've built this shelf. So it's just some leftover mesh that I had when I made the cargo barrier in the back there. So I've bent that up, formed it up, fits in there really nicely, and I've left just enough room, bearable enough room over the top of the boxes to give me a bit more space, as much space as possible over the top. Because all this stuff here used to sit on top of those boxes or in front of the boxes, and you know, if I pulled up at lunchtimes, you know, to make something, get some food out or some utensils out, I had to get all this stuff out just to get a box out. Which, you know, it was just a pain in the neck. So I thought I've got to come up with a better way to store this gear to make it more accessible to get into those boxes. So, you know, so now up there I've got my big table, and I've also got my, now got one of these pull-out, fold-out ladders, telescopic ladders, which some of you may have seen one of my recent videos about falling off roofs of my four-wheel drive. Anyway, I've got a ladder there now, which I'll show you that a bit later on down the track. I've got my big heavy toolbox, that sits up there too. Dries a bone coat. Look, I could stuff, you know, pillows and a few other loose items yet still up the top there. It's still got a lot of space, but it keeps this area here completely free. You know, sometimes I might have my swag sitting in the front here as well, and that's just a matter of drop that out on the ground. That's no worries at all during the day, just to get a box out. And then underneath here, I had one of my old awnings from way back. It had one of those strip lightings in it. So I've now got a strip light underneath there to light up this area in here. And that's also plugged into that unit in my last video, and when I talked about my dual battery setup, there's a little unit there just in the back of my cargo barrier where that's permanently plugged in. And then I've got a switch here that I can dimmer switch, that I can turn that off and on. And also up the top there, I've got my two LED lights up the top there for seeing what's going on during the night time. But look, it's just such an easy way, you know, and also the way that's mounted, I just got some aluminium plate, bent it up, and I've bolted that into where the dicky seats, the seat belts used to be. Well, they still are, they're still in there. I used the bolts for those, and that's where it's mounted off either side for where the seat belts were. You know, nice and solid, not going anywhere. And key thing is too, it's lightweight. You know, it weighs absolutely nothing. You know, I've not really added any further accessories any other weight apart from, you know, the ladder, which that weighs bugger all anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much it there. So, you know, it gives you guys some ideas. It doesn't have to be a Patrol like this, it can be anything. But up there, you know, if that before that was there, above those boxes, you know, there's a lot of wasted space that I had to stack stuff up on top of those boxes, and then to get a box out, to take all that out, get the box out, put the box back in, pull that stuff back up there, strap it all down so it didn't move around. Whereas now I don't have to do that. That's permanent up there, get a box in and out very easily, as we can now see. Just undo that strap, and then out comes the box, and away we go. And all that stuff all stays there. Doesn't have to come out when I don't want it out, which is really handy. Plus, you know, if I want to get the table out, you know, at lunchtime, put the table out. It's just sitting there nice and easy to get, and it fits in there absolutely perfectly, which is really, really nice the way it's all been made up. Another option for you there for, you know, just using some big wasted space. If you've got anything like that in the back of your full drive, maybe you could make something up like that, or put a net in there or something, some sort of a shelf through there to carry all these bigger bulky items, because I want to keep as much stuff off the roof as I possibly can. Really just going to keep that up there, you know, for firewood, and maybe swag up there if it's dry and all that sort of stuff, and maybe chainsaw might go up there in a box at some stage. But this back of this area here is absolutely been doing my head in for quite some time, and with getting gear in and out when I didn't really have to get it all in and out. So that's the setup now. There you go, guys. Hope it's given you some ideas to redesign the back of your four-wheel drive. Thanks very much for watching. Catch you next time. Very rude.